I am not a victim of my circumstances. I am a mom. I'm a career woman. I am building my dream life. And I show up every single day. It's not magic, it's discipline, and it is consistency. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to do that. Hey Royal Family, welcome to the front row with myself, Roanna Mudley. Chapter 1. From exhausted to exhilarated. I shifted from barely surviving to thriving. And I think I did that shift a few times in my life. I've always been in places where I'm in a slump, and also when I'm really productive and I'm really leading a balanced lifestyle, or I'm thriving. And so when I'm feeling down and out and life is really dreary, then I know that I need to do certain things to help me propel myself to a better life and to find some sort of balance and some sort of productivity in my life. In the times that I was feeling completely drained, it felt like I had nowhere to turn. It felt like I was extremely lost. It felt like I had no solution. The more I was rotting in that bed of stress and depression, something dawned on me. And I remember saying to myself, I cannot live life like this. I cannot feel like I'm not balancing my life better. I need to take charge of my life. I need to start feeling like I am thriving. I need to start living my life on my own terms. And what that meant was that I needed to take charge and I needed to find a way to make that happen. I also realized that if I don't change the way I'm managing my life, then this is going to be my life forever. And that scared me more than being depressed about burnout or the problems that I had. And by stepping out of that victim mentality, I started to find solutions. And one of the things that helped me is to segment my life. What are the things that drained me? What are the things that really uplifted me? And what are the things that was 50-50 or optional in my life? So the things that were vital in my life, I knew that I needed to dedicate time to it and I needed to make it priority. The things that were optional, I would schedule here and there in my calendar. And the things that were draining me, they needed to go. They didn't have space in my life. They couldn't be around me anymore. When I started to segment things in my life, in personal and in my work life, I started to see a clearer picture. And then I started to find ways to make time for the things that matter most. Because when you have to balance your work, being a mom in one life, you have to start looking at things like that. You have to start prioritizing the things that work for you. I started to prioritize my life like a CEO. I looked at things that have a return on investment. And if the return on investment was large, then I was going to dedicate time to it. Those were the things that were vital to me. Even optional things had some return on investment. So I knew I needed to put some time to it. But for the things that didn't give me any return on investment, that needed to go. It could not occupy my time anymore because my time was so vital. I didn't have time to mess around with life. Chapter 2, building a life that works. Now it's time to set the train in motion, where you assign days for your different needs and set a routine. If you are someone that likes to work out every day, what time are you going to work out? Block it out in your calendar. If you are someone that prays every day, what time are you praying? Block it out in your calendar. And the more routine you put in place and you do it over and over again with consistency, the stronger your sense of self will be and the more motivated you will feel about doing what you're doing. The trick is to do the reps, because if you're not doing the reps, then you're not going to see the results. The most successful people in the world are the people that do the work behind the scenes, and suddenly people say, oh, you're actually so good at this, or it's coming naturally to you. But what they don't see is the reps, the boring stuff, the routine things, the things that are on repeat over and over and over again, so that it can look like it is easy. It takes discipline and it takes consistency to get to this place. And if you don't have those two things, you are going to feel burnout. Your consistency mantra should be 6 to 12 months as a bare minimum. Let me do the same act for 6 to 12 months. And when I do it for 6 to 12 months, it then starts becoming a habit. And when it becomes a habit, it's something you just cannot stop doing or stay without doing. And that's kind of where you want to play your mindset at. If you are someone that wants to meditate every day, start small and increase as you go with the days. But the key is to do it every single day, consistently and with discipline. Let your body crave it, because when it craves it, it means that your body is getting used to something. It means that it wants something. You are setting the right routine routine and the right circumstances for your body to need the right thing. And you become obsessive with consistency. When you are in this phase and you're building to get yourself in motion for it to work, for you to not have burnout, self-care books, motivation on YouTube, people that you aspire to be like but not imitate, those are the kinds of content you want to consume, because you want to be in that space of people that are achieving it, that are not feeling like they are burnt out. The way I see it is that when you feel burnt out, you are doing too many things at one time and you might lack a little discipline. That's how I feel when I'm ill-disciplined. When I'm not being positive, when I'm not feeding my mind, body, and soul with the right things, when I am not doing things consistently, when I lack discipline, then I feel like the world is up against me and I feel burnout because maybe I've procrastinated and I haven't done something. So now I'm burnt out because I'm rushing to do things. Maybe I haven't communicated well. Maybe I've not set the right timelines for me to achieve what I need to achieve. Maybe I have not said no as often as I should have, and now I'm overloaded with things to do. So there's a number of things that you need to reflect on to see what is it that you do that gets you to this point of burnout. And once you really be true to yourself and you understand what are the things that are jerking you in that direction, you can start working towards eliminating that and setting some routine and some discipline so that you don't fall behind, so that you don't feel that way anymore, and that you don't fail in what you need to do. Being a working mom is incredibly hard. So you have to have the mindset of wanting to live a healthy life while also managing a ton of things at home, at work, and your kids all at the same time while making yourself look and feel beautiful. Chapter 3, maintaining without losing your spark. This chapter is so important because while it is easy to say, I have X, Y, and Z wrong, and I've done the self-reflection, and now I've put a routine in place, and now I'm following this routine, maintaining this type of lifestyle is the hard stuff. And as I mentioned, doing the reps is so necessary. Being strong in your mind to tell yourself that I have decided on this path, and this is the path that I'm going on. Even when it's rocky, even when it's actually very uncomfortable, and I don't want to do it anymore. Stick with it. Give it a chance. And if you've given it enough chance, then you can say, okay, this is not working. I need to do something else. But if you haven't given it a chance, how are you going to base your decision? You have to give something a chance. Give discipline and consistency a chance. Give your plan a chance to have a moment, and give yourself strict rules on being that disciplined person for the period of time that you want to test this out, to see if it is actually the life that you want to lead. You want to stay inspired to stay consistent. It is very easy to be on a high when you first start something, and then as you keep doing the reps, it gets incredibly daunting and it's very hard to stay motivated. And that's where you need the right kind of content. You need to speak to the right kind of people. You need to associate yourself with things and people that are going to inspire you to do what you want to do, to continue what you decided that you want to do. I like to use vision boards. I like to set up the right kind of playlist in terms of videos that inspire me. I like to read certain types of books, and I like to watch other people that are doing the thing that I want to do successfully. So that keeps me motivated, especially when you are doing the reps, because during that period of you doing the reps is such a hard journey. It's lonely sometimes because it feels incredibly stressful. But once you start putting the system in place, and then after time you start seeing the results of your discipline and your consistency, the reward is so much greater than you just quitting and getting frustrated and not finding a way to push through, not getting burnt out. The other way you can stay motivated during this time is to also reward yourself. So you have your ultimate goal that you want to be thriving as this career mom, and you want to not be burnt out, and you want to really be productive. But in between all of those things, there's little things that you can achieve, and set those little goals for yourself. And when you achieve those small goals, reward yourself. A simple thing like going for a cup of coffee alone and enjoying it for half an hour of your day is a reward. I started doing solo dates way before I even started adulting. I remember going to restaurants and just trying out sandwiches and juices. I once went to the movies by myself, and I was only 19 years old. And that feeling of being with yourself, in the beginning it was incredibly daunting, but as I continued to do it, I enjoyed it so much. And then as I got older, I started to take drives to the beach and I would sit and read. And that alone time really made me aware of who I am. It made me understand who I am. It made me remember the values that I stood for. And it helped me to be a better adult. And it's very difficult now. Like now I find it incredibly difficult to go alone and date myself because I have so many things going on. So while I could do it so much more before I got married, it is difficult to do it when you are adulting. But you have to try and see how you can invest some time to yourself. And maybe it's a weekend. Maybe it's a Saturday morning before the day starts and you go for a quick breakfast coffee. Maybe it's a quick run to the mall, but you're taking a walk and you're window shopping. Or maybe when you're going to do your hair or your waxing or your threading, then you steal away 15 to 20 minutes to grab yourself a cuppa or a lunch maybe by yourself, just so that you can spend time with yourself and date yourself as an adult. Because in every stage of your life, you go through different growth spurts and growth needs. And so what I needed when I was a teenager versus what I needed when I was in my 20s is very different to what I need now as an adult. And so I need to do different things alone to find out what it is that I actually want and what it is that I'm growing in and what it is that I have left behind and I don't do anymore. And you can only really find that within yourself when you spend time alone. If you are someone that still cannot find any time to like date yourself, then your meditation time is your dating time. Your walks is your dating time. When you're having a shower, you can use that as your alone time to really be present in that moment when you're showering and thinking about deep thoughts when you're showering. When you shower, you could really be philosophical and you can really solve some problems in that 15 minutes that you're taking a shower. These methods have helped me stay aligned, and it has helped me when I was feeling overwhelmed or I had felt like I had reached a dead end. I stuck with the plan and it did feel better than feeling burnout. So I hope this video has helped you see what's possible when you are aligned to your energy, when you make the effort, when you stay consistent, and when you choose discipline. If you liked this video, you may want to check out my next video where I give you more tips on owning your worth and developing yourself. Until the next video, cheers.